Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say Barakatah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and salutations to all of the sincere Akim worldwide. I just want to touch on this video, Salakia, on this article here, which reads, Skint ex-Arsenal defender Emmanuel Eboue hides from bailiffs, sleeps on Power's floor and can't afford washing machine. Basically, Jake are out here catching hell. You got an ex-sports star in the Premier League, which is basically the most lucrative football or soccer, for those of you in the States, soccer league in the world. Yeah, so much money to be made, and this individual made millions playing for Arsenal, one of the most lucrative clubs in the world. Yeah, it says Emmanuel Eboue's staggering riches to rags plight after an illustrious 7-year career in the Premier League has pushed him to the brink of suicide. Now, I'm just going to play a little bit of this video, if, Spirit allows, just to kind of put it into perspective, because this is all really down to his wife. This man's wife divorced him, took everything, including the children, and now he's just stuck out here, hurt, completely hurt, with nothing at all. Let me see if the video plays. If Satan doesn't mess with it, otherwise I'll just read a bit of the article and get into the scriptures. But anyway, let's see. It says 11 years ago, he was lining up to take part in the biggest club match in world football. During an illustrious 7-year career in the Premier League, he pocketed millions of pounds in wages.
Everything came like this on my life. I lost my job, I lost my phones, my wife, my family, everything. So it's hard. It's very hard.
In the last 12 to 14 months, you lost your grandfather,
my brother,
you lost your brother,
you
lost your job, as you say, and now you've lost your marriage as well, and you could be homeless. You've lost your children, effectively the contact with your children.
In the house, but I'm scared because I don't know
what time the police will come.
What they're gonna do, maybe because I watch movie a lot. Here they don't joke. They come to the house, they block the door, they tell you go out. So me, I'm in my house. Sometimes I shoot off the lights
because you're scared.
Because for me, I don't want people to know that I'm inside. So I shoot off the lights. I put everything behind the door. So. So it's like that's my own house. I suffered to buy my house, but because of that things, so now I'm scared. If I don't have a washing machine, I have to wash my with my hands. I wash. I look at my hand. It's hard. If I slap you, you're gonna die. Because every day I wash my jeans, my clothes, my pool, everything. Or one day I was home. I will take my shower.
Hey, you get the gist of it. He's catching hell. Now, why is he catching hell? Because he was previously married, to this Edomite woman. I want to see if I can get you a picture. That's him there, one of the latest pictures of him. He was married to this Edomite woman. I don't know if there's going to be a picture. Just to keep it politically correct, they're not going to put a picture of his woman. But basically, it tells you that the ex-Arsenal defender, he spends his days hiding from bailiffs, sometimes sleeping on the floor of a friend's home, travelling by a bus, and even cleans his clothes by hand because he has no washing machine. Yeah, he tells the story about how he's been pushed to suicide. And why is that? Because his wife, man, he wasn't even a Jake woman. He was married to an Edomite woman. Now, hey man, we ain't supposed to be making no marriages with a heathen. Yes, of course you can sleep with whoever you want, but you're not supposed to be making marriages with any women outside of the nation of Israel. That's biblical. But an Israelite man can have sex with whatever type of woman he wants. But this Jake over here, man, he fell in love with that Edomite woman. He thought that Edomite woman was gonna be his key to making it in Babylon. And guess what? She turned around and took everything from him, his children, the house, everything. She even took the house that they owned together. yeah, that he paid the mortgage off for, and offered it to be rented. Now he got bailiffs on his case trying to get into the house to kick him out. You know, luckily for him, it so came out that one of his old clubs gave him some work to do in order to salvage his life. But hey, man, he lost everything. He lost everything. Why? Because it says here he lost a bitter divorce battle with his wife. Aurelie is her name, awarded all of their assets. So the court gave everything to this woman. Yeah, he had to hide from police and bailiffs after being ordered by a judge to transfer his remaining Enfield home to his wife. Faced a heartbreaking estrangement from his 3 children, who he has not seen since June. Yeah, and he's been grieving about the cancer death of his grandfather, who raised him, and the loss of his brother as well, killed in a motorbike accident. This guy is going through hell. And guess what, man? Rather than supporting him, what's his woman doing? Giving him nothing but holy fucking hell, man. That's why the emphasis of this sit down is, brothers, man. In this society, these women are not for you. These women are not here to see you succeed. They're not here to see you happy. Deal with women, you know, just to get your shit off. Do what you got to do. And if she's pleasable to dwell with, then, you know, you stick with that woman. But for the most part, man, these women are just here to give you hell. Don't be giving your strength to these women, yeah? Because at the end of the day, women are inherently wicked. Our forefather King Solomon said, out of 1,000 women, he found none righteous, man. And out of 1,000 men, he found only one. But guess what? There were no righteous women. This is a man that had, you know, 700 wives, you know, about 300 concubines. And he said not one of them was righteous. He was a king of Israel, man, with all the splendor, all the riches, and he called it all vanity. So how much more now, man? In the last days in Babylon. Anyway, that's the Sirach chapter 25. I want to go straight to verse 24, and it reads, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." I'm going to read that again. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. Why? Because Eve, man, listened to the serpent being that devil seed, man, of man that was on the earth at the time. Eve gave heed to the serpent, man. And as a result of her giving heed to the serpent, sin came into the world through the woman. And through her, we all die, man. The scriptures are very straight up and to the point, man. Women, man. Women are a gateway to sin. You see, let me actually start at verse 21. It says, stumble not, still in Sirach 25 or verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Can't lie, his wife wasn't that beautiful, but hey, man, he was stumbling, man. He was simping out. And that's one thing you definitely can't do in this truth, and you definitely can't do around women, man. You know, simping out. Sometimes brothers, you know, have those kind of experiences, but, you know, the spirit snaps you out of it, man. Or you have a brother tap you on the shoulder like, yo, you can't be getting down like that. You can't be stumbling for these women, man, because these women will shut you down. They will take you for everything you've got. It says, desire her not for pleasure. Don't be lustful, man, because women can read that shit. Yeah, you gotta, not saying you can't show love to a woman, but you gotta still have a balance, man. You gotta carry your manhood with you, you know. It says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Meaning that if your woman is responsible for looking after you, man, she's gonna be looking at you like you're a piece of shit. You know, she might at first be all sweet with it, and you know, because you're giving it a good deed, she might, you know, take it for a couple of days. But when she's picking you up in that car because you can't afford to buy your own vehicle, you can't afford to, you know, pay your bills, you can't afford to rent nowhere, she's going to look at you like, what the fuck are you, man? You know, that's the backwards thing about these women in Babylon, is that they want to rule, they want to be on top of the man, but really and truly, they know in their spirit that's not their rightful place, man. That's why they're always angry, because they're getting with men that ain't shit. They're getting with men that they have to look after, that they have to cater to all the time. Yeah, but really and truly, man, that's not the role that they're supposed to be playing. Yet they don't want to fall in place. But hey, man, this is one of the reasons you got to stay away from wicked women. You saw it in that nigga's face. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage. A wicked woman abateth the courage. A wicked woman, if you're around her too much, will break you down, man, spiritually and physically, man. You don't want to be around a wicked woman for too long. Trust me. And I know brothers can relate. It says, abateth the courage and maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Hey, man. Hey, man. Give me any heart, any plague by the plague of the heart, man. You don't want to be, you know, you don't want that, man. You don't want that at all. It says, a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Because at the end of the day, man, a man is the you know, the stable of the family. A man is the forefront, but a woman is supposed to give her man's stability, man. A woman's supposed to support her man. In the society, you don't have that. You just got a load of wannabe independent women that are broken themselves, that just literally don't wanna show you no love, don't wanna support. But that's why the system's broken, man, and it just does not work, man. Because at the end of the day, these women, man, they're broken in their damn selves, but they refuse to accept it. And then they're just dealing with a load of broken men and bringing up men to respect, so-called respect women, but not get respect from women when they actually genuinely do show them respect. It's all fucked up. Hey, man, the scripture says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Yeah? And off that, I'm going to get into Genesis. Because at the end of the day, man, the Most High cursed these women because of the fact that Eve, you know, that one of the first women, not the first woman, but one of the first women on the planet Earth, sinned, man. You know, the chosen line, as if you will, yeah, the one of the progenitors of the chosen line, yeah, sinned. So as a result of that, man, the Most High cursed all women. You wonder where birth pains come from? The Most High introduced that in Genesis 3. And let's go into verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. Because initially childbirth was supposed to be a painless procedure where you literally gave birth to your child, and that was it. But because of the fact that sin was introduced into the world through the woman, the Most High said, man, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So the Most High made childbirth a sorrowful experience, and he also subjected the woman to the rule of the man. But now they're trying to rebel against that because Esau's telling them, yeah, man, you know, get down with the program, feminism. Feminism was originally made for Edomite women, man, that were trying to get at their men. And it was a philosophy of the so-called white man that had nothing to do with Jake. Jake weren't even involved in that, but you've got the so-called black woman, the so-called Latino, and the so-called Native American woman that have now taken it and they're running with it. Not only do they want so-called equality, they really want to be above their men. They're anti-men. They want to be the one wearing the trousers. They want to be fucking their men. They want to be leading their men in the path of gold. They don't really want to be underneath their men, man. They've taken it and they run with it in total wickedness. And Yahweh Shai definitely is not down with that. You see, women out here, man, feel like they're the alpha male. Women out here are given jurisdiction by the courts, the police, to do what they're doing, because as a woman can have a child and she can just give it up for adoption. She can just get a house because she's got a child. But let you as the man try to live there, they're kicking you out of there. You know, what they're doing to that footballer, Emmanuel Eboue, is wicked as hell, man. But really and truly, man, it's a lesson to brothers, as in don't simp, man. Proverbs 3:5 says, 1 second, actually. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Actually, shit. You know when you got... 1 second. Okay, now, why did that slip my mind? 1 second, Akim. 1 second. Salakia. Yeah, that's it, Salakia. Sometimes you have that when there's scriptures literally slips your mind. That's Proverbs 31:3. It says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings, man. Hey, man. The scripture also says, let not her that lieth on thy bosom, no, roughly paraphrasing, don't tell your woman everything. The woman that lies on your bosom, don't let her know everything that goes on in your life, man. Because number one, she's going to lose respect for you, and she's going to use it against you. Look at the story of Samson and Delilah. That's the perfect example, man. You let a woman know what's really going on in your life, she's going to flip that on you and literally use that to twist you up emotionally, man. Trust me. These women are wicked as hell, man. That's why the scripture says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And look at King Solomon, for example. In his old age, man, women destroyed him because he got into the ways of his heathen women's gods. He started building shrines unto them. And as a result of that, he was chastised, man. You know, not only just that, because, you know, of King David's previous sins, but he was of his own sins as Solomon. He was chastised, man, when he came back as Yahweh Shai. Women really and truly will influence you to do stupid things. Women will play on your emotions as a man, man. And that's why you see a lot of these people up in the jailhouse, because they're either in there because they were fighting over women, or a woman put them in there because she lied on them. Hey, man, you can't trust these women, man. They're wicked. I've experienced it myself, where you try to show genuine love to a woman and she just throws the shit in your face like it's nothing. what can you do, man? You just got to wait for the kingdom, because right here, we ain't got wives, man. There's just a bunch of harlots running around. Sirach chapter 28, verse 18, yeah, reads, 1 second. Many are fallen by the edge of the sword. Actually, no. You know, that is a good scripture, but it's not what I was looking for. Because the scripture talks about, you know, many have erred for women. You know, brothers know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to grab the next scripture on the list, because really and truly, this is supposed to be a quick video. Salakia about that, though. Salakia. I'm going to grab Sirach, the 9th chapter and the 8th verse. Just give me a second. Sirach chapter 9 and 8. Yeah, it says, turn thine eye away from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. Yeah, that's it. This is the scripture I was looking for. Sirach 9 and 28. So that's like a Sirach 9 and 8. Turn thy eye away from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire. And I mean, as a man, sometimes you can't help yourself. You see a woman banging, you know, long hair, pretty face, nice body. You want to make that woman yours. You want to take what's rightfully yours if she's single. And hey, man, spiritually in the kingdom, we was able to do that. You was able to see a woman and you grab her up, you do what you got to do. But of course, you pay the dowry and you look after her and you give her the just dues of a husband. But in this society, you can't do that, man. You got to ask a woman out on a date. You got to appease her feelings and emotions. And you know that's ever changing. A woman can like you today and hate you tomorrow. Ever fickle and changeable, man. Like Apostle Gabar always refers to. These women are just not stable, man. That's why you can't invest energy into a woman, because at the end of the day, man, these women ain't shit, man. They really are not shit at all, man. That's why it says, man, in fact, look at verse 6. It says, gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Also referring to a woman's looks. Don't just look upon a woman and think, yeah, she's beautiful, man. Oh, man. Because a lot of these women, man, the beautiful women out here are lonely because of the fact that they're living these fallacy lifestyles, man. Trying to pretend that they don't need men when in actuality, man, they're lonely and need loving, man. Hey, ride for your Shai. And like Paul said, man, except you burn, man. Don't be out there chasing for women. We all got to learn from that, because at the end of the day, man, women are going to come. But right now, man, it's time for the ministry. You see, like, this Emmanuel Eboue guy, look what happened, man. You give your strength into a woman will mess you up. Women are selfish creatures, man. They like to come with that, oh, yeah, you know, I'm all about my baby, my husband, whatever the fuck. But trust me, man, you show too much love to a woman. When she's done with you, she's going to toss you to the side and keep it moving, man. It says, look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander down in a solitary place thereof. Don't be out here chasing these women, man. You know, sometimes you might, you know, just want to go get yourself a piece of tail or whatever. But sometimes you got to balance your shit out. Don't be out there consistently chasing women, man, because you'll waste your time, man. Productive time that you could be doing other more important things, man. You know, and that applies to myself. That applies to a lot of brothers, man. Turn that eye away from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire. Amen. And it goes into sitting over another man's wife, all of that. Don't be getting into that adultery. But the main thing is, like, you got to know that these women, man, a good woman, man, is going to hold you down. But a wicked ass woman, and that's hard to find, man. You get me? Because even the so-called good women are not perfect. But trust me, man, don't give your all to a woman, because, hey, man, I've experienced it myself, man. I've simped in the past. You give your all to a woman, trust me, she'll look at that shit like a piece of scrap paper, scrumple it up and throw it in the bin, and that shit will burn you, man. Burn you. Proverbs 12 and 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. Yeah, of course, naturally. But she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones, man. Like that cancer. A wicked woman is like a cancer to you, man, slowly killing you. And that's what these women do. That's why a lot of men, as soon as work finishes on a Friday, they're in the pub on a happy hour, just getting it in. Because they have to go back home and face that dragon, man, that they have to, you know, waiting for them back at home. A lot of men don't want to go back home after work. Some of them would rather stay in the office just doing what they got to do. Because at the end of the day, man, these wicked women are out here, man, and they're literally, you know, they've got their fangs in a lot of men. A lot of men are slaves to their wives, man. The scripture says a lot of men have become servants for their sakes. I just read that, man. It's a rock. Hey, it's not a joke. It is really not a joke, man. Like, of course, brothers want to, you know, have women, brothers eventually want to, you know, settle down in the kingdom, you know, because we ain't going to settle down here and have children. You see what's going on in this society. But, hey, man, I mean, like, let's just read the last scripture. Sirach 25, I'm going to start from verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart. Straight, because a wound to the heart, man. A woman, like I said, that is wicked as a cancer to your bones. She'll break you down spiritually and physically, man. Trust me. You'll be up in that pub every day, yakking up drinks, because you know you got to go home and deal with that demon. And the system's on her side as well. The police will come and arrest you on her call. Yeah, it says, and any wickedness but the wickedness, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Because when a woman wants to be wicked, man, she will fuck you up. Trust me. When a woman wants to be wicked, she will destroy you. Yeah. Now the scripture also says, Sirach, wise sayings, yeah, also known as Ecclesiasticus, verse 16 says, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon, yeah. So two beast-like creatures, a lion and a dragon, that will rip you to shreds in a minute. So it says here in Sirach, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Oh man, her husband shall sit among his neighbours, and when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. That's all I got to really say. I ain't got to read no more. Look at him, man. Finished. You would never think that this used to be an ex-millionaire. Look at him now, catching hell at the hands of his woman, man. Because he and that's not even a Jake woman, that's an Edomite woman. None of these women are righteous. You ain't safe with none of these hoes. Trust me, man. Just pray to Yahweh Shai that he maintains you in the spirit, man. Follow the examples of our great forefathers, men that made mistakes like Solomon, Samson, etc. Hey, man, and follow the teachings, man. Just stay strong.
That life, I didn't have that life before, so.
I mean, I'm gonna just leave it there, man. Shalom, Akim. Shalom. Hope that video helps.